Hi, welcome to KUAS Podcasts. My name is Anna Malzewski. I am the author and knitting pattern designer from the blog Knitting Up a Storm. Come grab something hot to drink and come chat and knit along with me. Hi, happy Valentine's Day. My name is Anna Malzewski. I'm from Knitting Up a Storm. This is episode 1, our very first podcast, and it's Valentine's Day themed. Yay! My thoughts on Valentine's Day. You either really love the day, and some people go really hardcore and go all out, or you really despise it. I mean, I don't know if there's any middle ground for Valentine's Day. But in my book, I think that Valentine's Day is great, whether you do something really special or not, because it's the one day where you can really splurge on a box of chocolates and feel good about it because your loved one thought it was a brilliant idea to give it to you for the day to enjoy. So, no guilt there. Anyways, I'm working on this little purple sweater. I don't know what it's called, and I don't really know what it's going to look like in the end. I'm just kind of going with the flow. It's kind of scary to some people, but you know, I do that all the time. It's got this left twist going on. It's rib, so it's very stretchy. I'm using yarn called, here it is, Patton's Lacette. I've had this yarn for many years, and I think I have 4 of these, but it's part nylon, part acrylic, part mohair. Sounds kind of yucky actually, but it's kind of nice. It's like this fuzzy purple yarn. Comes in 235 yards, so I'm good no matter what I do with this sweater. Anyways, so my question for you guys is, what are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? I'm not doing a whole lot because I'm just teaching until dinner time, and then I have like a little break between a lesson slot, so we're gonna like eat real fast, and then you know, the boys will still be around downstairs, so we probably won't get to celebrate till like 9 o'clock at night. So we'll have to do part 2 to Valentine's Day some other time. But anyways, my other question was, what do you normally knit for Valentine's Day? Do you just really knit shawls, or do you knit little cutesy things like hearts or something to give away to people or yourself? So you can answer on the comment page or on my blog, because I'm going to post this to my blog, and just let me know how you enjoy knitting, or how you enjoy Valentine's Day knitting style. Today, I don't know, I'm not feeling as great as yesterday. I actually had this entire video done yesterday, and I worked all day trying to get this video to you guys yesterday, but for some reason I think the file corrupted, so really I was left with nothing at the end of the day. So this is part 2. Hopefully I'll remember what I said yesterday. Probably not. I don't have really great memory. So, anyways, yeah, I started this 4 years ago. Hopefully it still fits. So, let me do a little show and tell of things that I feel are Valentine's Day-ish. I have some yarn that I've dyed from the past that are just Valentine's Day colors. I have a lot of past knits that are purple or pink, and I really didn't realize how many knits that I have in like girly colors until I dragged them all out of the box and found them. I really thought I knit more in like green and blue, but that's not really the case. Oh, and if you hear boys, it's because they're supposed to be watching a movie nicely. Yesterday I was doing this during my nap time, but I have to teach earlier, so I can't really do that and get this to you in time. So let me show you some projects. This one was done recently. This is a really, really, really long shawl, or I mean scarf. It's a really long scarf. I wove this on my Cricut. That's 15 inches wide, but this isn't that wide, so you don't have to worry about using something so big for it. It's incredibly long. It's like a mammoth scarf. I think it's beautiful. This is one of the hardest ones that I've done so far. There's, 4 colors going on. So there were a lot of threads that were kind of dangling. I tried weaving it in so I wouldn't have to really do any work. Because I don't like extra work. Do you? I found this from the college days. 2007 is when I did this. I called it Vintage Plum Sweater. It's a cropped sweater, ribbed on the bottom. It's 2x2 ribbing on the bottom, and it fits really nice. I got really lucky because I don't think I swatched for this at all. I don't even really think I measured at all for this. I really lived life on the edge back then. It's a really nice sweater, and I think I found the pattern to this on my husband's hard drive on his computer. So maybe I could officially write this up and have this out someday. Oh, this one's really Valentine's Day-ish. It's not even a word. I keep using it. I'm like Shakespeare or something. But less eloquent. What was I calling this? Amore halter or tank top or something. I think it's a halter. Anyways, it's really warm. I don't know what I was thinking. This is like the love child of Chanel and like boucle yarn. So really you can only wear this in the spring, early summer, and then it's already too hot to wear. But it has this open back, which is kind of nice. If you want to go somewhere like a bar or something. I don't go to the bars anymore, but somewhere where you can wear something backless. And the sides, because I'm like a hippie person, not like hippie like wide. It kind of flares out a little bit and goes downward on the sides. And it has seat stitch on the bottom and on the strap. So that was from a really long time ago. I remember walking around on campus in this thing, and that's why I said it was too hot, because I walked around the summer in it. Here's another oldie moldy. I don't even know what I call this, but it's just like a cabled hat with a little bit of ribbing between it. And it's seen better days because it has pillowing all over it, which means someone washed this with something else, like a towel. But this is very, very cute for Valentine's Day. And nowadays, because it's sub-zero constantly. I mean, I haven't seen the ground on our yard, or anywhere, really, in the Chicagoland area, since December. And it's February. So we're really waiting for spring to come around here. I don't think I've seen 30 degrees until this past, like yesterday. It's been so cold. I don't know what I called this. It's like an earwarmer thing. It's all seed stitch. It's with yarn that's like this type of yarn. I think it was from Walmart when Walmart used to make yarn. And it felted a little bit, which is okay because it still fits and it's extra warm. And it has a little snap in the back. So I'm glad I found this. I think I'll use it this winter. I store away all my knits into like containers and stuff, and then I eventually forget that I have them. And then I reuse the same scarf and hat all season long, not knowing that I have 30 other things to wear. This is kind of funny. It was funnier yesterday when the joke was fresh. I have, what was this, 3x1 ribbing hat that I did in the college days, like most of this college day stuff from 2006, 2007, and 8, all that stuff. It's a little beanie, and I had that Snuggles, is that what I called it? The fingerless glove. It's seen better days. It's kind of ratty by now. But the funny thing is, I can only find one of these. I don't know where the second one is. And so I have a hat and one pair of gloves, and what am I going to do? Like, walk around like Michael Jackson? But that was something I found that was pink. This one was the first, I don't know if you guys have looked at the 2007, 2008 knits from my blog, but this was the first Candy Hearts sock pattern that I did. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a heart in there, and this is why this is version 1, because you can't even see it. I don't know what I was thinking, but I dyed up this yarn to go along with it. I think I have it over here. Yep. I made a bunch of these, and I sold some of them, and then I just have one left. It's not good for this lace, and that's why I knit another one, but it is good for striping. I don't know if you can see that. It's purple, pinkish red, and white. I called it Candy Hearts for the Candy Hearts pattern. Here's version 2, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if people like baubles, but I thought it was cute because it reminded me of, you know, hearts for Valentine's Day, and then little candy bauble. You know those candies that you would pick off the wax paper? That's what it reminded me of, and that's what I was going for. And I don't know if you can see the lace on there, but I thought the heart was a little cute, and it has like a slip stitch backing to it, so it's a really thick back, and it has cables running down the sides, which I thought was kind of cute. This is adorable. It has a tag on it because I was selling knitted stuff at a craft fair recently, and I was going to sell it, and it didn't sell because I brought a ton of stuff. I don't even know if people saw this, but I knit this before I had my boys, my twin boys who are 3, and I was thinking maybe I would have a girl, but I never did end up having a girl, so now I have a cute baby girl sweater, or cardigan I should say, and all my friends who have had babies had boys. So really, I'm looking at this and thinking, oh, I wish I had a girl. I mean, I love both my boys. I wouldn't take them back or anything, but it just makes you sad when you see all those little girl clothing in the store, little tights and tutus, and, you know. So I might put this back up on the Etsy shop. Who knows? More baubles. Bauble time. Here's a, oops, upside down. Here's a lacy heart pattern with baubles in it. I made this for my wedding. I was going to wear it, you know, because I had my wedding in the fall time, so I wanted a little something to slip over. It's, what do you call this, a shrug. So basically you knit a rectangle and sew the sides together. It was a little big on me. I don't think I lost weight. I just think that it's just really stretchy, and it didn't fit the way that I wanted to in the end. So I just didn't end up wearing it. I don't think I wore anything to wrap around my shoulders. But it's really cute. This one might go on my Etsy shop because it's just sitting in a box doing nothing. Here's something from a while ago. My little berry clutch, this little berry stitch, which is cute. This is adorable for going out on Valentine's Day or something red like Christmas or something. I think it's just a really cute clutch. And it's good for really anyone, mainly like girls, maybe younger girls. They love little purses. Okay, I don't know if you remember this, This is my rose shrug from God only knows what year, like 2007. I told you, this stuff is really old. It's that left twist, just like this. I mean, I love that stitch. It's so easy. It looks like a cable. All you have to do is knit into the back of the stitch and come around and knit into the front, and bam, it looks like a cable. I like doing the left twist more than the right twist. I just find that it's easier. I don't know why, but some people call these a boob holder. But it's just this little cover-up thing. It's good for tank tops when you need a little bit of a sleeve to it, like if you're at a place that you shouldn't really have so much skin showing. Maybe I'll wear this for another episode throwback. Oh, what I'm wearing is the punk rock tunic. It's seen better days. It's getting a little fuzzy from wearing it so many times. But if you've seen my blog, you've probably seen this in my profile picture, which looks a little bit better because it was fresh off the needles then. The thing about this one is I've had so many requests for it, and I'm glad, and I just love that people are wanting the pattern. But the reason why I didn't get the pattern out was I got pregnant, and I wanted to knit a second one to make sure the pattern was correct. And you're pregnant, and then after you have your kids, then you still look pregnant for a while. And then my hard drive just crashed, and I lost so many things. Baby things, like videos that I took at the hospital, so many things. I was so devastated. I did retain some of it on my husband's computer, but that one I think I lost. But I did find the written pattern, although after cleaning, I don't know if I still have it. You clean and then you don't know where it is. But I have another skein of yarn in a different colorway that I was going to try to re-knit again. So hopefully one day I'll have this out for you guys, because I know that people are waiting patiently for it, and it's been forever. Okay, let's talk about some yarn real fast. Stuff that makes me feel like, ooh, I want to knit some Valentine's Day stuff. Here's some lace in some red and pink. I think that's cute, although it's too late to start a project now and expect it to be finished until next year. Here's some more candy hearts. I guess that's the same name. Huh, different colorway, same name. I didn't even realize that until now. But I have 2 of these left, and these will be great for socks that are just like stockinette, because you don't want to use variegated yarn for lace. I learned that a long time ago the hard way. Then Twilight, they're probably playing Twilight movies today. Who knows? Romantic movie of some sort. But I have a bunch of this Twilight yarn left. This one's bulky, I think. Yeah, bulky. One bulky. Then I have a couple Peruvian, what is this, fingering and fingering weight. And it's interesting to see how it dyed up with the different types of yarn bases. You can see that this one was a little bit lighter, even though I used the same amount of dye. Oh, I have another bulky. Okay, I could do something with that. 135 yards, so a little under 300 yards total. And then I have one worsted weight. So I have all this Twilight yarn. Alright, first things first. Oh, this is a spoiler. So if you're planning on knitting Isolda's Follow Your Arrow knit-along shawl thing, whatever she's calling it, fast forward a little bit so it doesn't spoil it for you. Otherwise, if you don't mind, you can watch it, or if you aren't going to knit it, you can watch it, also. So I had this beautiful yarn that's tan, pink, darker pink with a little plumish tone in it. And I happily knitted Clue 1, which was B for me. I did, you either get an A or B, and I chose the B route. It's like choose your own adventure books, but for knitting. So I did 1B, which got me all the way up to here, and I happily knitted that. It took me a little bit, you know, the boys, it takes me a while to knit things, and it looked a little bit like a flower. I don't know if you can see this at all, but it's a circle, a semicircle, and then the lacing, where the lacing really starts, not just like these little lacy things, but where a pattern actually emerges from it. Kind of looked like a flower. And then I was thinking, it's called Follow Your Arrow, so maybe it'll have an arrow theme for every clue you do. So that seemed right, kind of, when I started doing 2A. Yeah, it was 2A. So I did a B and then an A, and this is just a little, what do they call it, faggoting or something? Where it kind of looks like stockinette and then lace and then like one little stockinette stitch between it. That was fine until I got through half of that week's pattern and put it down, and then when I picked it up I was kind of reading around a little bit because I was following the charted out pattern because it's easier. And I noticed that she wrote in there, hey, halfway through the chart you should do increases. Well, that's not on the charted pattern, so I didn't think to put increases in the middle. There's increases on the ends in the charted out pattern. So it did get wider, so I had no idea that I was doing something wrong until I got halfway through that week's pattern. And then, once I realized that, I was just kind of like, alright, I'm going to have to rip this out all the way back to clue 1B. And it's like, am I really going to pick up all those stitches? Do I have to rip out the entire thing? So I waited a little bit. I molded over to see if I really wanted to do this because I wasn't that thrilled. I don't know. This didn't look too amazing to me. So I spoiled it for myself. I looked at the group, Follow Your Arrow group, and there's spoiler threads that you could post your progress pictures. So I was looking at everyone's pictures and I'm like, yeah. So I waited another week. So the next week's pattern came and I didn't do anything with it, and I decided to wait a couple days for people. People are really hardcore. They get the pattern and then they're like knitting right away and they're like, I'm done within a day. I'm grateful for that so I could look at their pictures, but week 3 it just started looking really random. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm kind of eclectic, but I'm not really a random person where I'm like, okay, throw this and this and this and this. Okay, there's your shawl. So by that point, there were X amount of versions because some people chose B or A, and then, you know, how many, like at least 6 shawl versions by that point. And it just didn't look that great. Sorry if I'm offending anyone. So I'm going to rip this out and use this yarn for a lacy top that I want to do sometime for spring. So that's that. Wah wah. Here's another wah wah. I was going to make a high-low sweater. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's when a sweater is higher in the front and then it kind of swoops down in the back. Cover your derriere a little bit. So I have this lacy chain panel. That's my boy. He's asking me if I'm okay in here. Hold on a second. Alright, part 2. My boys were asking me if I was alright, and they thought their grandma was at the door. Someone put a Valentine's Day bag, I think it was from my neighbor. So I was checking up on her yesterday because I saw ambulances at her house, and it was actually for her neighbor who slipped and fell at her house. But anyways, I think it was from her because there wasn't a note. Usually people leave notes. So I got a box of chocolates. Speaking of chocolates. Anyways, hopefully I know what I was talking about still. I did this lacy chain. Hello, can I turn this? A lacy chain panel that goes across the entire front and then the sleeve. I like it on a sleeve. The front, I was trying to decide whether or not I like 3 of them in a row. But anyways, the problem was I casted on too many for the sleeve. So when you do that, it kind of, well, yeah, it's too big to begin with, but it kind of drapes lower than you want. I want it a little bit higher up, like maybe like this. So I'm going to rip this out and get the measurements more correct this time. But the yarn is beautiful. I have, you can't see because I can't get the camera to show more of this room because this room is so tiny. But I have a ton of these. I bought this and a green colorway in like 12 skeins. It's like a 12 skein bag from a fiber fair from maybe 3 years ago. Maybe more. Maybe it's been 4 years. But anyways, I got it from the company Webs. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it was a little discounted because you bought so many. But it's Barocco ultralight yarn. It's alpaca, so it's soft. It's a little fuzzier than I kind of want for lace, so that's another reason why I was still mulling it over. But it's beautiful. It's a heather teal, blue teal. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but it's really nice. I love that color. Okay, another thing. I'm not going to show you everything because I have like 50 work in progresses. So let me save some more later. But here's something that I've been working on for years. And this one has a little more reason than others. I started this. Oh, this is the same pattern as that wedding shawl, but just much bigger and in red. So let me hold it up this way because that's how you can see the hearts. I think it's beautiful, but and it's almost done. So I kind of keep kicking myself for not finishing it because, you know, I still have to block it. So when you block it, it's going to be much bigger. I say another several inches, and I'm done with the main body, and then I get to do the edging, which I'm still deciding over. I think I'm going to do something wavy, perhaps. Who knows? But anyways, I started this when my grandpa was in the hospital. He had a stroke, and so we were in the waiting room for I don't know how many hours. So I started this there, and I got several inches done, and then I just kept working on it. And then I took this to Wisconsin Dells Kalahari Resort when I went on vacation. I got a bunch done. And then I knitted it some more. But then once my grandpa got sicker, because after that he really went downhill. I mean, he was living at home with my grandma for a while, but then she can't really take care of him, you know, in that state. So he had to go to a nursing home, and he spent a while there, and then eventually, you know, he passed away. So I have a lot of memories knitting this in, you know, the waiting room, and every time I knit it I think of him, which is a good thing, but, you know, maybe subconsciously I'm not finishing this because then I feel like, you know, I don't know, I'm not a psychologist. Maybe I just don't want this to end. I mean, I do, but subconsciously I don't know if I want this to end. So I have a lot of this yarn. I don't know what it's called. I have some more of this stuff in the boys' room. They have 2 closets, so on the top I have like some of my extra yarn. But it's alpaca. I don't know what percent, but it's like an alpaca wool blend, and it's very soft, and it's fingering weight. It's very nice. Alright, oh, this one dropped on the floor. I have a sock. One sock. Can't find the other one. Story of my life. I have like one of everything. I don't know where their sock mates or glove mates go to. It's like the boys' socks. I have like a whole basket full of socks, and they don't have partners. I don't know where they go. They just disappear. But this is beautiful. I love it. I think it was the Lana Grossa yarn. It's purple, pink, like salmon color, left twist. Surprise, surprise, I use like the same stitch all the time. But it's fun. It's like mindless knitting, but like it doesn't look like it was mindless knitting. So that's that. So like I said, happy Valentine's Day, and let me know what you're knitting for Valentine's Day, if you did at all, or what you normally like knitting. And I hope you enjoyed this first episode. It might have been a little shaky because I'm not used to doing these, and it was part 2, so really I said all my so I hope you have a great Valentine's Day, whether or not you celebrate it. If you don't, just eat chocolate anyways, if you eat chocolate, or a glass of wine or something. So have a good day.